Okay, now this is the next question from Chi Beng, and he's asking, in what scenario would you recommend that we use cold outreach or cold immediate email outreach? And he's still worried about people reporting spam. There is a valid concern when it regards to cold email. The concept of cold email is this: we are sending emails to people who don't know about us. Okay, and there is a high chance that certain people may react negatively, especially if your cold email is not written well, and you're just saying, hey, I've got this, would you like to join me, that kind of thing, and the person obviously, I don't even know you, why are you in my inbox? They will report you spam. Okay, so the idea of cold email is it has to be very subtle, has to be very well researched for the audience. Now, to answer your question, in what scenario that you recommend using cold email, one of the scenario is this: you have a relatively small target audience. Now, why cold email works primarily for the B2B space is because you know exactly which type of customers require your services. Okay, so let's say in my case, for example, if I do IT security, I'm not going to approach companies which has less than, let's say, 100 seats or 100 staff, for example. I may want to approach, depending if I'm selling high-end IT security stuff, I may want to approach on companies which have, at the very least, 1,000 staff or maybe 500 staff. Now, by virtue of that, I would know within the market, within the countries that let's say I want to target for, from the database itself, I would know which sort of companies that I would be able to approach. So that's why when you have a small target audience, you can run ads, because if you run a Facebook ads, for example, at the very least you need about 500,000 to a million broad audience in order for you to get the ads running to have some return. But then again, if you target, let's say, a million users, or at the very least as broad as possible, but your audience size is only your real audience size is probably maybe 1,000 companies. Why would you want to run ads? Unless you have extra budget, yes, right? Or you want to create awareness, yes. But if you want to have that one-to-one conversation, you want to be able to book calls for them to know who is interested and so on and so forth, then cold email will be a great for this. Okay. Number two is if you want to build connections, right? So, for example, let's say you're a company and you want to get some media exposure. There are only so many media outlets or media companies out there. So, you're not going to run ads. You're going to find out, for example, who are the editors or who are the person running a particular show. Okay, let's say you want to go into 60 Minutes, and you would need to find out who are the producers and all those things. So, writing cold email is directly to that particular person, or maybe a group of person related to that particular show, right? Or either the media outlets. Okay, let's say you want to reach, for example, Financial Times, and you want to reach the editors for, let's say, the IT section or marketing section, for example. You're not going to write to everyone, right? You're going to look for who are the editors for the marketing section, and you then write your emails to them. Now, obviously, the person don't know you, so your cold email is going to start with introduction and start with a benefit that is useful, or a benefit that is related to FT, right, or Financial Times. Why must they feature you? Why must they even bother to look at you? So that's why the tactic or technique behind writing cold emails is different from inbound, because inbound, people give you permission and you have a little bit more leeway because you are inviting them into your house. So when they come to your house, you are the host. So you decide how you want things to be run, and it's entirely up to you to do it. And if they don't like being the guest, they can always leave, which means they can always unsubscribe. Whereas in cold email, you're reaching out to somebody, you're going to their office, for example, and then knocking on doors and say, hey, my name is so and so, and I have this. Would you like to look at it? Okay. So that's in general in life, inbound marketing and cold email. So that's what the difference is. Okay. What else? The third one. Small target audience, yes. Connections, yes. Well, generally these are the ones, right? The approach also, for example, if you do LinkedIn, okay, and the reason why I use the example LinkedIn, it could be Facebook, wherever it is. and somebody likes your post and somebody commented on your post, and that person seemed to be rather interested in whatever you do, and you want to strike that conversation with them. Obviously, you can do in platform, which means you can DM the person, or you can also find their related emails and follow up and send a cold email out. So now you got on platform and you can also reach out by email. So in any ways, you got two ways of two touch points that you can create to build that awareness and also continue that conversation. So these are generally the three method or that you can use for you to do cold email outreach. Right? It's hyper targeted. The key word is hyper targeted. You know exactly who you want to target. You know especially who within the organization that you want to establish connection with, and you want to reach out to do that. So that's how you do it. Now, with regards to spam, it's very simple. You need to make sure when your cold outreach is you're not selling. You just want to reach out to establish a connection, to get them to reply to your email to start that conversation, so that you can find out more, and you can also have this, by virtue of having conversation, you know exactly what they want, right? Although you may have done your research. So the key thing about cold email is you need to spend a fair bit of time to do your research. And the good thing is, in this day and age with the internet, it's relatively easy to find out about a company, about your target recipient, for example, and you can use that as a conversation point. All right. I'll call it, let's say, an icebreaker to actually start that conversation. Okay. And along the way, what you do is then you can, depending on their needs, then you can make your offers. Right. So this is how it's slightly longer, but it is very precise. Either yes or no, or the right person. That's how you do it. So, Shibeng, I hope I've addressed your question. Don't worry about spam. If you want to do cold email, you got to make sure you got to put the interest of the target audience upfront first before try to propose whatever you want to sell. That you have to have some patience, but you want to have that connection. So it's great. And if it's small audience and happen to be in B2B, awesome. Cold email is great for that. Okay. Hi, and thanks for watching. If you need my help to set up your email marketing engine for your business, just click on the link here and you see a list of services that will help you grow your leads and sales and also increase your profits through emails. I'm looking forward to working with you soon.